Hello, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, and welcome to the Fifth Trooper Podcast. I'm Owen. As always, my co-pilot, Isaac, is with me.
Hello there.
And we also, if you noticed down here, we have a special guest with us, somehow missing his own podcast and joining ours. It's Mike. Hey, Mike, how's it going, man?
It's pretty good. There were snakes on my podcast. So,
okay.
You know, we had to move over here for today.
Why does it have to always be snakes?
Well, you know, it wasn't a plane this time. So.
We're going to be breaking down all of the things from Ministrav and what AMG has given us on this wonderful day. But first, before we dive into all of that, we would just like to thank our Patreon. Hey, Patreon. Thanks. If you'd like to join the Patreon, you can head over to patreon.com/thefifthtrooper. And now, without further ado, we're going to dive straight into all of the fun things that AMG has talked about. And so we're giving it to you, all of our fresh takes here of what has been announced and the things that we think are going to be coming. First off, we're going to be going through some of the changes to the game itself with rules and keywords that we now know now know what they mean, and when we'll talk about all of the teases and new units towards the end. So first up, hey, we know what anti-material we know what anti-material finally means.
In real life, it's a war crime to shoot at real people, but
yeah,
it's not Legion.
for those that missed the cast, anti-material and also anti-personnel are going to be keywords that will upgrade or downgrade your dice. If you are fighting a tank for anti-material, or if you are attacking troops with anti-personnel. This was also announced with a change to cumbersome. That cumbersome will no longer stop you from being able to shoot after you move. You'll still be able to shoot, you're just going to be able to shoot at worse dice. So your dice will be downgraded when you move, and then if you stay where you are, you will have your normal dice pool. And I think that is super cool!
Hashtag uncumbersome.
Yeah,
it's
definitely like the overarching theme here, and the rules that are in the rulebook are more like anti-material and stuff is like playing off the upgrade-downgrade thing. Notably, I don't think we've seen anything that does this yet. Anti-material and anti-personnel are solely like offensive attack dice. The rulebook kind of talks about upgrading and downgrading defense dice too. So, you know, when you upgrade a die, it goes from white to black or black to red, or downgrade a die, it goes from red to black to white. But with defense dice, it goes white, red, or red, white, depending on if you're upgrading or downgrading it. I am going to be very not happy if all of a sudden my clones get like white saves if they get downgraded on defense or something. That sounds frightening to me. So
I think that's a very dangerous thing to have, because you're right. You know, you have units that are worth a significant amount of points because of the defensive pool that they have, right? And it's gonna feel bad if somebody has something that's just like, oh, you spent all of those points in your list to have red saves and all of this cool stuff. No.
I mean, something is obviously going to do it, because they've already, like, the rules in the rule book, like, talk about it, right? So, congratulations, your Darth Vader rolls white saves now.
He has a t-shirt. Left his armor at home.
On the one hand, I think that I like that. As somebody who continuously only fights against people that have just an entire army of red dice, I think it's like, finally, I'll have something to kind of, like, knock you down a peg, and that unit won't be as tough as it normally is. But I don't want to have it, like, all the time. I want that to be a very specific scenario that I get to do that once a game or something, that I'm just like, okay, I've made you a little bit squishy for this sole attack and not like for the entire game, because I think that's the feel bad moment, right?
The citizens of the Empire spent good tax money on that Stormtrooper armor, okay? Can't be taking it away from.
It seems like it might be like a thing that, instead of getting pierced, maybe like downgrade your opponent's save or something for an attack. We'll have to see. That's what I assume it'll end up being, but
we'll have to see what it is. But I do kind of like that design space. I definitely like that design space for the attack dice. I think that it works great for the attack dice. We already kind of had a little bit of that with 1 in a million on tours, and it was kind of, that's always been a fun thing. But exactly like 1 in a million on Tours of Duty, you get to use that once in that match, and so it doesn't feel too bad that you're going, all right, my black dice are now red because I only get to do this once, or something of that nature. Whereas like, I don't want to do that all the time on someone's defensive dice. I think it would be good just once. But we'll see. We'll see how that ends up getting played out. We don't know quite what the defensive stuff will be on that. Just the attack stuff for now. Also announced with all of the changes today was also they mentioned that we've got some new missions coming, which we knew, but we've got our first one that we can actually play. It's ready and available for you. It's Outflank, and also the new secondary to go with it of Supply Run. Outflank is kind of this odd capture the flag kind of thing where you've got a couple of units with that will get a Vanguard token, and the Vanguard ones have to come in on the sides of the board, and then everybody else will come in on the fronts, and then you can kind of like go at the different positions and try to it says very specifically like take your flags or enemy flags, so that'll be fun. I'm excited to try new things. It looks neat.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
And also going with that is the Supply Run, which I think the Supply Run secondary is going to be a lot of fun because it plays out that there will be a bunch of supplies tossed out about your map that are different distances from each other, and then you can go to those supplies, you can pick up those supplies, and if you take those supplies and bring them back to any of the points of interest, you will be able to destroy it and get a point for doing so. But if you wait till the last 2 rounds, you can do that and get 2 points. And I am very intrigued by that. I think that last little bit is a very interesting thing that it's like, I could run those back and get points for it now, or wait a little bit longer, risk maybe losing it, but get a better benefit at the end.
It's kind of like reminiscence of old school, like Recover the Supplies a little bit. Like, it gives us some more like passes to claim, which is I like.
Yeah,
as a player who never knew what those are.
In the old days.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they continued to kind of like redo the old objectives as like rehashed new things. You know, like we could get hostage exchange, but it probably won't look exactly like hostage exchange did, or you know. So
I mean, still having more stuff to secure though and pick up, like actual extract objectives.
Yeah, at least from an outsider perspective, someone who never played any of the old stuff, I'm excited to be able to do that, and I also view it in a thing of just like, it makes sense to me that if you already had a bunch of objectives that kind of like stopped working with the new version of this game, that you would just go back and revamp those first and release them and be like, hey, here's that stuff that you used to know, here it is, right? Here it is, and here's how it works again. So that way you don't have to like completely start from scratch an entirely new setup.
Yeah. This is the only one that's like an action to claim too, right? Out of all the objectives, all the other ones are like a free action claim.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even notice it was like an action takes an action.
It's always just sometimes like, that's what reminds me of the old school Recover the Supplies. It's like, oh, it's like something Maul's gonna get, or like your geos and stuff that can move, grab, move.
Yeah.
So maybe some play there.
Maybe guidance will be good again.
Yeah, maybe guidance great again.
It's not good now?
It is definitely not what it used to be.
No.
The more I hear everybody talk about Old Legion, the more I'm glad I didn't play.
Like this is what I'll say is basically, I would say like 60 to 70% of objectives in Old Legion, in order to like actually do the objective, you actually had to spend an action. So like guidance was huge because it allowed units to do the action twice.
Which is good. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's definitely a more meaningful thing. Now it's just like a free move. We have tactical droids that can do that. So.
Also, going more with the rule changes and things that we're going to see popping up, they also mentioned that there are going to be faction-specific advantages, 2 for each faction, and we got a kind of a little tease of what some of those will look like. We got one for each of the factions. No Time to Lose for the Rebels, Black Ops for the Galactic Empire, and we also got Command Override for Separatist and Coordinate Strike for the Galactic Republic.
Super exciting.
Yeah,
I'm pumped about this.
I think this is a good game space for them to be in, to kind of like give each faction a little bit more flavor of kind of like, hey, this is what we can do. There's always going to be a lot of tokens inside of my pool. as a rebel player. So being able to pull one of those out and have it have a dodge or an aim on it, that seems great. I really like that because it's already something that's happening.
The rebel one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the rebel one. The rebel one I think is like the best, honestly. Because
the recover action.
The recover with like a Jedi.
Yeah.
Like a lot of your guys don't have Master of the Force, and all of a sudden like you can use this card to just like get your stuff back for free.
Yeah, that was when I had to do like a double take on. I was like, "Yep, it says unit."
Yep,
Anybody can do it.
Yeah, like, congratulations, put that Force push on.
That's right.
That really really cheap Ahsoka now.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna get it, but
I was gonna say that when I was looking at the recover action, I was like, okay, outside of Jedi, rebels have what that's recovering. Like, I think it's Jedi and our cannon, the FD cannon. I was like, what? I don't think I have anything else that really
Jedi
recovers at all. So.
Yeah, I mean Cassian used to, but Cassian flips it for free now, right? Or is it still? I don't play Cassian, so I don't know.
Infiltrate is kind of nice for some Imperial units. I mean, it's hard to build they're helpful, but you can't like just build your list around it because you don't know if you're gonna guarantee to have the card. But it definitely is something that helps.
Yeah, I think that is one of the things that they're still keeping to Legion. And something that I think that makes Legion unique versus some other war games that makes it really good is the fact that you have to build your lists in a way that it can handle various different things because, like you said, you don't know if you're getting that advantage. So you can't build a list specifically for that advantage because you may not get it. You may end up getting the one that just, hey, here's a couple extra dodges, and you're like, well, I'm not going to be as powerful as I want to be. And it's like, well, that's how this works, the same way that if you put a lot of anti-armor in your list and then your opponent doesn't have any armor, you're just like, well, that's a lot of points that I spent on things that aren't going to help me in this game.
Yeah, it looks like the CIS and the Republic ones are just coordinates and orders, which can be helpful in scenarios.
They're fine. The Rebel and Imperial one really could be quite good. The other ones are just like, I'm not even. I think beyond, I might play the Republic one if I'm like playing Triple Clone Commandos, but outside of that, I don't.
Oh yeah, that would help.
For those that are listening at home, just to give you an idea, if you're listening and not watching, the Republic Coordinate Strike one it allows you to issue orders during your command phase, and you can remove a token out of your bag. And if you do, then you can have a coordinate on a bunch of your clone troopers and vehicles. Or vehicles, sorry, not and vehicles. Let me back that up.
Each unit gains coordinate cloner, trooper, or vehicle. It has some use cases. If you're trying to get like LTAs up or something,
it's like fine. With no aggressive tactics, it's less.
Yeah, makes you miss it.
Also announced with all of the rule changes and things, I know that AMG has been constantly saying how they want to get more heroes on the field, and so they have also announced various heroes that will be able to be added to different units as kind of a specialist for them, and so you will be able to now put Andor on any clone trooper and have Cassian be kind of a special unit with the rebel troopers. Sorry, with the rebel troopers there, not clone troopers. My bad. Backing that up.
I'll take this Andor upgrade in the Republic, man. It's real good.
Even a marksman unit. Awesome.
I'm sorry. I meant rebel troopers. So any of my core troopers for rebels will be able to have him. And I think that space, because we've already seen that done with Ahsoka, and I think that is a nice thing of just like, yeah, you can use it as its own unit, or you could just be like, hey, I want to make this other thing beefier and be able to kind of like still put something on the board. Like, I still want to put Cassian on the board, but I don't want to play Cassian. How do I do that? And it's like, oh, here's a way that you can do that. And I think that's kind of neat.
Yeah, this is sweet. He has like the Ewok Ghost Bear command card where you like add a white die for every person that's been defeated. That's sweet. You just do it on any unit.
Kraken basically does the same thing, but for
yeah.
Cerberus.
Yeah, Kraken can be on the droid troopers. Agent Callus can be on the Imperial core or specialists, and then Clone Captain Rex can also be added in there now. I like this design space. I think this is a fun thing. I think this is a good way of getting around your limitations of just being, it's like, I already have 2 specialists, what am I going to do? And it's like, well, you can add them to the core units, and so you can still have them on the field. I definitely think we're going to see a lot more of that with various of the new units that they have announced today that we'll dive into later in the cast here, I think we're going to see a lot more of that kind of stuff being like, hey, here, you put them with your stuff.
Yeah,
Well,
I think
it's
A++ on principle for sure.
yeah, it's cool that like now like all the other factions besides Gar are like basically getting like the squad leader kind of.
Isaac, don't say things like that. That's our stuff.
We pay good money for those squad leaders.
I mean, it does raise a question of like, you're right. That was
That's
a
basically what it
notable
is, like.
that was a notable thing for the Republic, was you were able to have that, and not really anybody else did. So if everyone's getting that, then what is making the Republic special? Like, what is their identity? Because I know that AMG has talked about the identity of each faction and really kind of like leaning into that and making sure that people feel like stuff is different. Like the faction that you're playing is different than a faction that someone else is playing, and that if you for some reason then decided to change factions, that it would play differently. So do you feel like Republic still has its identity there, just or are we lost now?
And still identifying factors. I mean, I would argue that the squad leader thing is now like universal because I mean, all of these upgrades just give you an extra heavy slot. So
yeah, I think it probably should have been from the jump, to be honest. You know, I also think that the squad leader thing is just generally, we don't need to like rocket into this too much on this cast because I think we're trying to have fun here. But
yes,
yeah,
I know you don't know what this word "fun" is.
I know. But I do think that the squad leader slot is like really hard to balance, and I'm a little bit nervous. Like, I think until they actually like get it right, I would prefer that they didn't give it to like en masse to everybody else. Like, let's use Republic to figure it out, and then go from there. Is kind of how
True.
I'm thinking about it. I think it's great that they're doing it, but I'm not super excited for another 40-point squad leader upgrade.
I mean, from the opposite end, I'm excited to see that in non-Republic lists, right? Like, I'm excited to be able to see, like, maybe I can put Han, you know, leading a group or something like that. Like, that would be cool. I'm excited to see how this plays out for a non-Republic faction. I also understand it's like, when I've looked at Republic stuff, you have so many options to upgrade for those slots, whereas I have, like, 2.
Yeah. I am a little concerned that if we have like, you know, multiple different ways to like put characters on the table, it might get kind of confusing. From a you can have Cassian in this core unit or Cassian the dude, you know, and obviously I think with the limited amount of characters that can do it right now, it's like pretty simple. But I could see people being confused.
I mean, I think that's a extremely valid criticism, and a thing that needs to be made sure that maybe like painting kind of exemplifies that a lot more or something, because you're right. Even with Ahsoka, which has already been in, I have had games where my opponent had Ahsoka on the table and I had to ask that clarifying question, you know, at least once or twice, of just being like, hey, that's Ahsoka is with that group, right? Like, that's not just... She's not just there running around. And it's like, no, yeah, she's with that squad. And so, like, I see your fear, and I understand it completely, because I agree with you that it's like, that is a thing that, especially if there's more out there, if you don't know to ask that question, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah, and I think it's like one thing with Republic where like you can kind of expect them to have like 1 or 2 solo characters, and then like everything else is in squad. Whereas like in Rebels, like it's very defensible that you have like 4 or 5 characters not in squads, and then now you might like also have Cassian. And that could get, I think that just has like a way higher chance of being confusing.
Oh yeah, 100%. I play a Hero Hammer list, and so I definitely will see someone looking at that list across the table from them and just being like, wait, there's Leia and Han and Cassian and K2. Wait a second.
Characters. Definitely worth discussing with your opponent.
And unlike like Ahsoka and Fives and Echo, there's no alternate Cassian sculpt that is specifically for the upgrade, right? Mm-hmm. Like, there is technically an Ahsoka miniature for the upgrade, right?
Yeah.
But there's not. I mean, maybe they will do one eventually, I'm assuming. Has Cassian been relaunched? I have no idea, actually.
I don't think Cassian has been relaunched in hard plastic yet. I think he was still in soft plastic. I think. I don't know. It's been a minute since I've looked at that. I bought Cassian when I first started, so, like, I don't know. But they weren't doing hard plastic back then, so...
So, do these offer you access to their command cards as well? Because they're the same name as the actual character cards,
Ooh.
or like the unit cards?
So, the short answer to that is no, because like Ahsoka in the unit does not get Ahsoka the commander's character cards.
Right.
However,
She's Padawan Ahsoka though, right? As a squad
yeah, I
leader.
mean, I guess we might have to look at the naming conventions. The one thing that stands out to me is that I actually think, as templated, the 501st command cards will look at this Captain Rex and trigger for like Indomitable and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like those aren't his command cards; those are like the Battle Force command cards,
Right.
That are like, if you're X distance from Clone Captain Rex, like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's going to be an interesting thing, because I guess these are actually like
This is like not a different name for him, like it's just Cassian
Agent
Andor.
Kals. But the unit, I think that in order to play a command card, you have to be able to nominate a unit with that name.
Oh, okay.
And like, so like Agent
Right,
Kallus
Rebel
is not going to
Troopers.
be right. He's going to be in like a Stormtrooper
Right.
squad that does not have the name Agent Kallus, I assume.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're an upgrade to the unit card itself.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I think the chance of this is basically zero. But if
You're
if these allowed you to play the command cards, these are way too cheap.
Yeah.
It would be terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I like the idea that they're moving away from units that just like, all right, this is the unit and it has all the command cards and that's it. I liked how Bad Batch and some of the more recent ones just like, hey, they got one. Right, like this other unit over here has one, then your commander probably has one or two, and then your battle force has a couple, and then that's your hand. And I think that works really well, and I think that's a lot better. I know that one of the mistakes I made as a newer player was I was like, well, I have Luke. Okay, I'm bringing all of Luke's command cards, which stop working when Luke dies.
Yeah.
And so then you're like, I don't have command cards anymore. I'm just playing standing orders, turn 3, turn 4, turn 5.
Slightly less effective in those turns.
Yeah. And fun fact, command cards are good. They do really help out the game. I'm not good at this game, and that's, I know, where one of my weaknesses is that I can't evaluate command cards well. And so I played the wrong ones at the wrong time, or ones that are less effective than other things. Mike will continuously tell me that I should be playing the thermal detonators from for Sabine. Or not thermal.
Her one explosion.
Yeah, her yeah.
Yeah.
Terrifies clone players everywhere.
Right? See, Isaac knows.
I don't get it. I don't understand. So yeah, we've got new stuff coming, which is always going to be fun. A lot of this is print and play right now. All of this will be print and play later. So you don't have to, again, I want to reiterate that because every time they mention that there's new command cards or new mission cards or any of those things, people are like, well, I don't want to buy them. It's like, great, don't.
Don't buy it.
Print them.
Yeah, I mean, we are in a weird spot where some stuff isn't print and play, technically. I know that they have said that the game is print and play, but, like, for instance, like, if you wanted to play a custom Jedi, like, those cards aren't in the print and play documents. Technically, you can go to Tabletop Admiral and just, like, print it off, right? But from like having the cards physically, like there's not a way to print them, at least directly from AMG, right? They're not being provided. So it is nice that they did that for this, for sure.
Yeah, I do appreciate that. As they've said previously, they're a miniatures company, not a card company. They're not trying to make a bunch of money on cards. They're just trying to get those of us like me who like having the physical cards and sleeves and things. They're like, here, take them, have them. If you want to pay $10 for them, whatever, like, here you go. And I'm like, great, I will, because it saves me from having to sit there and after cutting out all of the print and play stuff previously, I was like, my wrist is tired. I ain't doing this. This is too much. Like, I did that for several hours, so I'm good.
That sounds horrible. I'm sorry you had to go through that.
Yeah, it was a traumatizing event, so I'll just end up buying the cards. I'm okay with this. It's okay. For the amount of stuff
They're fairly priced too. Like if you go to Staples, you're spending almost the same if you're getting it printed on like cardstock.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Or just print off your printer and put a magic card behind them or something. That works too.
Yep, that's what I originally did. Was I just regular computer paper and then a magic card just a land in a sleeve.
Classic.
Yeah. We also got a points update. Points update! Woo! And so some things got more expensive, some things got cheaper. I
Got cheaper.
It was interesting to see some of the things that they originally kind of adjusted in one direction, and they've kind of already pivoted back from the last points update. They're just like, actually, we need to readjust that by a couple points. They did do some of that, which has been, they're doing their fine tuning here.
It's funny that you mentioned that, because now that you're mentioning that there's one thing that's like markedly missing from this point changes that I think is hilarious.
And that is
range troopers.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Buddies, I forgot I still forget they're like in the game. Like, I was like, oh yeah, I do have 3 squads of those.
Yeah.
In their drippy coats. It's such a shame.
In the things that they did mention, unstable astromechs are now becoming more expensive. Aqua droids are becoming more expensive. I love that. That seems like a nice thing. A ton of different things for the Empire got cheaper, even just by a couple of points. I know the brother and sister are now cheaper, as is Moff Gideon. So I think that it's like, hey, they're trying to help out the Empire list without going too over the top there. So that's nice. I know that the Mark IIs are now slightly more expensive because the Mark II for Rebels are now slightly more expensive because they can now move and shoot badly, but they now can do that, and so they were like, hey, these are going to cost you a couple more points.
What are they? 4 weight, critical 2 if you move and shoot.
Yeah.
It's better than not shooting.
I guess I'm just like not sure if that like warranted.
But yeah,
like, you know.
I feel similar. But
yeah, but I also am looking at it as just like it's 2 points on each one of them. That's not a huge penalty. You know, I'm like, all right, I get it.
Fair. As a clone player, I'm like 2 points, man. Like we get nickel and dime.
1002. It's like so sad.
Yeah, I know. Let's see. Ewok slingers are more expensive now. Fleet troopers and rebel troopers are both getting their squad upgrade decreased, so that way it'll be cheaper to add, making them into a super squad. What else did we get? I know that, like I mentioned at the top there, Empire, you just got a lot of their stuff cheaper.
Death Troopers 2 points cheaper on the heavy. Snow Troopers went down 6.
That was the super did.
Super did. Oh yeah, the Super Squad.
Yeah.
That is notable.
Yeah, Remnant got a lot of
here.
buffs here.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Imperial Remnant lists
nice.
are going to find themselves with like an extra 35 points, I think. Roughly.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice. I do like to dabble with Remnant myself, so it's probably going to start messing with my locals.
It was already very good.
Yeah. Yeah, the Darksaber's 20 points, right, on Moff Gideon's. It's just like a free saber for him now. Or Darksaber.
Yeah,
well,
I know that
still costs 20
because
points.
he became so much cheaper that they can now just put the Darksaber on him for pretty much
Or
the same
not,
price.
I guess, and just take the 20 points to the bank and do something different with it. But
you could. Yeah,
cool stuff.
I mean, that's half a core if you wanted to.
New battle forces and stuff. Empire's getting some much needed love. So
yeah,
the Empire.
Well, speaking of battle forces, they did mention that they are going to be producing battle forces again. We did get to see a tease of Blizzard Force and Echo Base, the Defenders, both of those coming, and they also mentioned that they are going to be doing the 212 with Obi-Wan, and there's going to be a Nimbin battle force.
I'm pumped for that. I love the Mud Troopers. I don't know why. I'm just drawn to it. It's such a cool thing.
The capes are sweet.
The capes.
The capes are
sweet.
Yeah. I think I like the idea
Swords.
of battle forces. I think battle forces are good. I know they said, now whether this is true or not, we'll find out. I have slight skepticism for of how much of a deal it's going to be, but they did mention that these battle forces are basically there, so that way it would be a cheap way to gather a lot of different units and be able to kind of buy them all at once. And so we'll see what that discount looks like. I don't think it's going to be the worst thing in the world, because they already did a great job with the starter boxes and the amount of stuff that you can get in there. Like, the value of that is insane.
Doesn't Warhammer, doesn't GW do something similar with their army boxes? I know there's always a limited release they do, where it's a good value.
Sort of. I would put these closer to Lord of the Rings.
Okay,
and
like Battle Host?
Yeah, kind of. But Lord of the Rings does this is the Battle of Pelennor Fields box, and it comes with a bunch of dudes that were at Pelennor Fields, and then new sculpts for those heroes, specifically at that battle, that you can use interchangeably with them generically.
That's true.
And so what's notable about these Battle Force boxes is that they have new sculpts for at least one. I think they showed us a new Vader sculpt for Blizzard, and they showed us a new Leia sculpt for Echo Base. And they seem to be exclusive to this new box set, which is a little interesting. I'm not sure that as someone who owns basically all of the models in both of those box sets already and would love to have those exclusive models, I'm not sure that I'm going to be yeeting $150 or however much it is to just pick up a sixth Vader sculpt.
I would be intrigued to see if game stores or an economy kind of starts popping up of people piecemealing out some of these
Sure,
things.
it's gonna happen. Yeah, even with like the character packs, like so many people have like 3 out of the 5 that are in there already. I'm sure people are gonna try to help each other out and stuff. And
yeah, which I'm not against that. Let me just say up front, like I think that's not a bad thing, but it is a nice thing to be able to just be like, well, why buy the entire Battle Force box when I only want the Leia? If you can find somebody who wants everything else there and split it with them, that's great. I have done that. I did that with one of the starters. Somebody just wanted the pre-order Hondo and the new Luke, and so they paid for that out of that, and I paid for the rest to get more troopers because I wanted more cores. And I was like, oh, this is a sweet deal. So like. That's probably a thing that we're going to see a little bit more of people doing that kind of thing, or just being like, hey, I have all of my range tools from all of the old stuff. If you would like all of these range tools, here you go. Like, here's $5. And kind of go with that, which I'm not against. It would be able to kind of get stuff out there more, and hopefully people will see some of the more expensive products and be able to kind of break it down and just be like, all right, yes, I can buy it, but I can sell half of it to this person or whatever, and then I'm not taking the full cost.
There's a couple other notable things about these boxes. The first is that this is the first place we've seen hard sculpts for vets and snows.
Yep.
So a little unclear if this is going to be like the first buyable version of those sculpts, or if like we'll see their core unit packs like before these boxes hit. The other thing is that these are exclusive limited releases.
Yes.
This is going to be, they didn't give us like a hard time frame, but I assume that this is going to be a situation where they do one print run, and when it's gone, it's gone, and that is going to be it.
Yeah, I honestly don't hate that.
I don't either. I actually think the sustainability of like creating a Battle Force box for every Battle Force in the game, particularly if we end up with like 5 or 6 more, which doesn't seem unreasonable, is not a tenable thing for stores to keep on their shelves.
It's hard. But it is a special, it'll fly off the shelves, and then you don't have to keep restocking 1,000 SKUs of stuff. It just makes life easier.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm already looking at our current local store, just like putting the card packs on top of other boxes because they just don't have enough shelf space in that little area to have all of the stuff that they're carrying. And I'm just like, hey, I appreciate that we're carrying it.
Well,
thanks for having it here so I could buy this stuff. But also, I'm just like, oh, it looks a bit messy. I get it. So yeah, I actually honestly think a lot of these things are not. I don't hate stuff that is limited time release. I know that a lot of people are like FOMO or whatever, and it's like, yeah, that exists, but hey, if you weren't around, and maybe that'll give you a reason, or maybe there's something there of just like, okay, yeah, I'll pay the extra $50 for it because it's got sculpts of stuff that I don't have access to, and I want it to look that way. So they'll, you have a reason to do that. So I get that, but I also want that to still be available to people, right?
I think it's a limited mini that'll be like gone forever, I guess. But you can always buy individuals.
We've had that before. Like I've got several miniatures that you can't get your hands on, and that were like my Star Wars Celebration Vader. Like
they pop up.
What's up?
They pop up. Like
they do for a couple $100. Yeah.
for the low price.
Yeah.
And I think that's exactly where the issue will pop up. It's just like, do you want this limited thing that's $100 for a single mini, or would you rather just like pay to get a custom skull off of Etsy for $5? That's like, yeah, it's not tournament legal, but if you're not doing a tournament, who cares? It's $5 versus $100. Like, it's a lot cheaper.
It's the exclusiveness of it. It's a status symbol to have.
I mean, and I'm sure there's people that just have a lot of money and they don't care and they'll buy all those things up and they'll want those, and it's like, great, have fun. But the main thing is that there's not a unit that is hidden behind that, right? It is just alternative versions of stuff, which is a great way of doing it, because it's like, all right, well, yeah, you know, yes, there's the Star Wars Celebration Vader, and he looks very cool. You can also just buy a different Vader, and you can use that one instead. That's much cheaper,
and it's fun.
Yeah, it all functions the same, and I think that's a good way of doing it, versus, you know, it's just like, well, it's gone now, and if you didn't buy it at that time, we're sorry, that's the end of it. Like, you know, you don't get the cool thing, and now the cool thing, because that would then change this to a pay-to-play game.
Yeah, if there's like a special unit or something that you had to get.
Yeah, it's like, well, Rebels are broken, and if you buy the super awesome Andor exclusive that he kills everything on the other side of the board, and, you know, we only printed that for 2 months, so you better have bought it. Like, if they do something like that, I would be extremely upset with this game.
Yeah, that would be terrible for the health of the game, too.
Yeah.
I see something like that.
So while I do like the exclusives, I did want to bring that up just because that is a slippery slope that they could slide down, and it's just like, hey, as long as we stay on the right side of it, cool, who cares? Like, let's have fun alternate arts. I know that that was a thing that existed before me coming into the game, was you know, like, oh, hey, here's a Luke that you only got if you did well at tournaments or whatever. And I think that's a fun thing of just being like, you had to do good.
Yeah, that was like one thing about those old sculpts, right? You like had to win GTs to get them, right? Or like win worlds to get some of the sculpts. Wasn't that like the kind of the barrier of entry for it?
For the sculpts, no. But for the alternate art stuff, like, you know, I've got a bunch
like
of
all dark cards.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of Palpatine cards that, you know,
rest in peace.
Rest in pieces. Yeah. Like, we're only, you know, giving out to like the top 32 at Worlds, and you know, there was a bunch of stuff like that back in the FFG days, but it seems like they're not doing that as much these days, for sure.
Yeah. You know, since we briefly mentioned some of these previously, but we will now get down to the best part, the thing that all of us are excited for, new stuff. New stuff. Yeah, they announced a ton of new units. They gave us cards for a bunch of units that we've known were coming, and now we've seen what their cards are, so we can kind of understand what they are. You know, we've got the card for the Imperial Probe Droid now, as well as the Weequay Pirates and their tank. So we have a bit of an idea now. Unfortunately, we don't know what upgrades are going with all
point
of these.
Cost, right? No point cost for
no points cost makes it really hard to like be like, this is gonna be awesome.
Yeah. What was the line of just like, you know, like at some point, no matter what the point cost is, it's like instantly good because it's so cheap that you're just like, yes, always.
Yeah.
There's definitely a point in which basically every unit becomes good. You know, I mean, some of these units I do think are going to be pretty cheap.
Yeah, I'm interested. It is really interesting to see where these things come out. I wonder what the Probe Droid's going to be at. Like,
yeah, I guess, is that where we want to start?
Yeah. Let's talk Probe.
I mean, their card looks really bad.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's interesting, but it looks pretty bad.
Yeah, just self-destruct. You don't want to run just like 16 of these and just self-destruct everywhere all over your opponent.
I mean, they're special forces. And they have detachment. So you have to already take a special forces to put a Probe Droid in your list. So these work like strike teams. And these are the strike teams.
You can't detach off yourself. Okay, so let me actually give 3 of them.
Correct. So that means like you can take, you know, if you take 3 scout squads, you can take 3 Probe Droids.
3 of these.
And maybe there's other ways to like get them into the list or whatever. But so like,
oh, there's speed 1. Why?
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I didn't even notice.
They're speed 1. They don't surge offensively. They're 2 black, 2 white. You know, that's worse
at
than
range
most
1.
At range 1, like that's like really basically what this is it is an observe bot. Like it just which
it's free
makes sense. It is a free action. It's better than an aim token most of the time. And what it will mean is that like you can like hide behind a rock, move out, observe for free, run back behind the rock, because there's a single mini on a regular trooper base, so it'll probably be pretty easy to hide.
Mm-hmm.
But
something that can contest objectives, right? I mean, there's nothing that takes it obsolete from that.
Correct.
If it's really cheap, you could bring a little bot.
If you shoot it, it will instantly die. But yes.
Yeah, it's got 4 health, white saves, courage.
No
1.
cover.
No cover. Yeah, I will say it does feel thematically on point though, because the probe droids were and always are like they don't do a lot of damage, right? They're very squishy things. They kind of show up and then get blown up very easily, and so I think that's exactly how they're going to end up being played out. In these games.
These are very close to like what Maul's probe droids does.
Very slow.
Yeah, so
except these are much slower. Yeah.
Why are these people? Aren't they like fast in the movies? Like,
I don't think so. I think the Hoth version of it is just kind of like
Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
very slow. But yeah, so we've seen the probe droid, Tarkin, and also the Mr. Blue that I'm blinking on the name of for the next 5 seconds. Thrawn. Yep. Thrawn and Tarkin.
That's so exciting. That card for Thrawn seems really sweet.
His command card that we've seen is insane.
It's so good. It's like a super standby, right? You can just like hold it, and is it not restricted to any units either? Is it? Just you can use it on any unit at the end of its activation.
When an enemy unit does,
yeah, enemy unit, but like it's not restricted to. Like you can use that effect on any unit that's Imperial.
You can use it on Darth Vader. You
Right.
can use it on your Death Troopers, your Dark Troopers. Take your pick.
Just take it free, shoot, move, attack.
It is fascinating to me to look at Thrawn and Tarkin back to back, and when you look at Thrawn and you see all of those keywords and all the red saves and all of those red attacks that he's got for melee and blaster, and you're like, wow, this is pretty good. All right, let me go look at Tarkin.
Okay.
Tarkin's got 1 white melee. That's his attack pool. That's it. He's got 2 keywords. That's it.
He's not even punching you. He's just kind of scolding you, and you just feel bad about it.
He is basically like an
like 100 years
80-year-old
old or
senator, right? Like, I don't know. I mean,
it's very interesting to me, especially when they, AMG was. I don't want to rag on them too much about it, but when they were like, oh well, we don't want to have people on the battlefield that wouldn't have been on the battlefield. And then you've got Tarkin's card, which is basically him just being absolutely useless. And I looked at that and I was like, that card better be like...
like, dude, that's what he did, right? Pull the strings.
Yeah, Tarkin's card, like Tarkin as a unit better be like 10 points.
No. This ability is so good. Like, it doesn't need to say anything else. Like, imagine a world where you bought a 140-point Shore Super Squad, and Tarkin now allows it to shoot twice.
Yeah, pull the strings hasn't changed, right? It's still any action. It's guidance that lets you attack.
Yes.
Really?
Well,
Yeah,
so
okay.
it's not guidance that lets you attack, to be clear. Pull the strings is specifically a move or attack action,
Okay.
whereas guidance is any non-attack action.
Non-attack
So,
action.
Guidance will let you interact with the new objective. Pull the
Right.
strings will not.
Okay, yeah. So moving and shooting.
Yep.
Yeah, we
No
also...
sandbags.
We all okay. Well, thank you for clarifying that. I will
good.
say. Let me first start off to thank you for clarifying that. I am intrigued to see what the points will be for him then, because that is actually a very good thing. We also saw the cards for Luke and Han on the Tons, or I'm gonna call them Hauntons from here on out because why not? So the Hauntons and the wheel bikes, and we. Spoiler alert! They also mentioned that we're going to be getting a Anakin and an Obi-Wan on bark speeders.
Love
And
it.
I find that very interesting that everyone's got kind of a Mad Maxy, quick moving commander and other units on things, and then there's Empire. We don't have anything about that. Maybe that's part of their
Did they mount
faction
anything?
identity.
Well,
They're
let me
heroes on ride
pose
stuff.
this question to you. If you were a game developer, what would be your unit that Empire would get in that role or configuration?
I mean, I can't think of any hero riding anything other than like getting off a transport to go mess
Or
stuff
having
up.
their own starfighter. Right?
Sure.
Because Gideon and Vader and I mean this isn't really part of them, but Kylo has his own. Like a lot of people have their own starfighter. It's like I could see their own starfighter kind of thing, but yeah, like
They don't have like a
nobody's
cat
in a
mount.
speeder on the Empire. No, like,
Darth Vader on a speeder bike.
I don't want to put Darth Vader on a speeder bike.
Just on a regular bike. Just who says he can't ride? You know, put him on one. Now this is pod racing.
You know what?
Yeah, put him in a pod race.
Put him in a pod
I
race,
want
it's
Dooku
accurate.
on a speeder bike. That we have seen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a significant part of the movie. Just zooming off. That would also be terrifying.
I'm super pumped that this Anakin Kenobi bark kit also makes a generic
Yeah.
Jedi,
Jedis.
which almost certainly means that will be playable in tours. I think.
Yeah, it'd be
The
fun.
generic one, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
So
I don't
maybe
see
just-
why it wouldn't.
I
seems
want the
legit.
Lancer, the Lancer clones that just like from the old Cartoon Network one. Just
That-
That was good time. Also, I'm calling it now, and like I know it's coming, and I'm excited for it. Whoever gives me the Akira slide on their Anakin bark speeder kind of thing, I was like, yeah, I want this. Someone paint that thing red like the Akira bike, and like have it tilted sideways on the base and everything. I'm like, someone will do this, and it will look so good.
Yeah, I wonder if we're gonna start seeing all these like just full speeder cab charge. Like, just charge with the light brigade for your whole list. I mean, CIS definitely can do it, like with all the wheel bikes. And I mean, if these things are, if you can fit staffs and wheel bikes, and you could just have like all speeders.
Well,
then
worth
it's,
noting that the wheel bike special forces are they're special forces and not
Yeah.
sport. So like you can take 3 staps and 3 wheel bikes and.
you can entourage with Grievous, right? So 4. You do 4-wheel force squad of these things.
Does he have an entourage for wheel bikes?
I think he does.
I don't know what his card is.
If he does,
I'll
like,
check.
yeah, maybe you just take 3 B1s and 3 staffs
like,
and 4
all
wheel
right.
bikes and Grievous, and I mean that would be what 9 wheel bikes including Grievous plus 6
I know,
staffs.
that's crazy.
That's
I'm
a-
gonna run you over.
That's a lot of
Playing different
compulsory
games.
moving.
You know what I
Yeah, the amount of
absolutely
brand
love
questions.
about
That's a
these
lot.
barks that I just was looking at the barks
It's
and
okay.
I just remembered they don't have the terrible vehicle base like stand. I just realized that they're just like hovering on smoke.
Well, the
That's kind of nice.
the generic Jedi does have the stand.
Oh,
Oh,
the
yeah,
generic
yeah,
Jedi does
flight
have it.
stand.
Okay.
I assume that you'll probably be able to just do like the smoke thing. Is that what that is? Smoke? Like, is that supposed to be like kicking up like sand or dirt? Or
That's
something?
how
Whatever
I'm
that is,
reading
their
that
trail.
because I don't know what else. Are they hitting a rock? Are they bad at driving?
I mean, it's
Just spin
Anakin.
it
Like
off.
he could be hitting things. You know?
Yeah.
Just running stuff over.
I just
Model
appreciate
droids
that
that
it's
are
not the clear clear little stands that everybody hates.
Little
So
pegs.
Agreed.
We love
that
creative
is
flight stands.
that is.
He does
nice,
have
yeah.
entourage, by the way.
Oh, okay, good.
So you can do quad Timu bikes.
So what do you guys think about the Hauntons?
That's
I'm-
exciting.
I'm
happy?
excited to use the Hauntons.
He looks good.
Yeah, I appreciate that they kept the like feel of Han and Luke,
Yeah.
you know, still there. I kind of like that. I don't like that they're only on move 2 rather than move 3 like regular Tons
Oh, I
are,
didn't even
so they're a
notice
little
that.
bit slower.
Well, notably
Oh.
both have spur, so they are speed 3 if you want them to be.
That does
Yeah.
help. Am I crazy, or is Han better than Luke, kind of, in Melee? Is that accurate? Like, well, hold on. Well, Luke has much keywords.
Well, so I mean, they're rolling the same amount of dice in Melee.
Luke has, okay. Pierce 1, Lethal 1.
Luke can jack
Go
it up
Pierce
to
2.
Pierce 2, and he's got Ram.
Impact. Ram.
And
Okay.
notably, Luke gets basically a free aim and a free dodge during his
Oh,
turn.
yeah, he's free actions.
It doesn't have to be for him,
But it can.
but it can.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Okay.
The other thing is that I think this Han Solo technically still teamworks with Chewbacca.
Yeah, is he gonna be able to keep up? He's gonna be like,
Well,
he's
maybe
running.
not. I don't know, but like that means that you like when Han triggers his independent stuff, like Chewie will
Yeah.
get free tokens.
Yeah, and I
That's,
hold on,
if
I'm
you
checking
keep
it
them
right
together,
now
it's
because
nice.
Chewie I think is move 2.
He
Oh, yeah, I
is.
guess
Yeah,
That's
he
the same
is.
speed.
Yeah,
But he's gonna be slower because this guy's gonna be on a Tauntaun base.
yeah,
so
yeah. You're gonna spur him and you're gonna move him faster.
Yeah, I mean he's just even if you're just going speed 2, Han's still a lot faster than Chewie because
The base size too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
be
I-
interesting
but
to
I-
see what the points are.
Also, like with how these guys are templated, I think they're gonna be able to use the command cards that they have already. I think.
They should be able to. Grievous can. Like, it should be like a different.
I like it. I want to see more quick commanders on vehicles like this. I think this will be a fun thing for a lot of us.
Oh, and how much do you think that these guys are? As someone who I know knows plays Tauntauns, and
Yes.
so I'm gonna say a couple things to like try and like paint us a picture of like where they fit in contrast to normal Tauntauns. These guys, their melee attacks are essentially the Tauntaun melee attack. If you have 2 Tauntauns, they just have Pierce in melee. That's what this ends up being, give or take. They have 2 less health than a full Tauntaun unit. They do not have Agile. They also do not have... I guess Luke's got Relentless. But Han does not have Relentless, which means that like if he wants to shoot, he's got to actually like spend an action to do it. I think those are the big differences.
Yeah. Before I make my guess, I'm looking for the information here now of is Wheelbike Grievous more or less expensive than his
It's like 30 points more expensive, right?
30 points more expensive? Okay, cool. Because I'm of that same mindset. I think that these Tauns are the Han Tauns and the I think they're going to be probably about 20 points over their non-Taun versions. So I think you're going to be looking at like a Luke that's sitting at like 130, 140 starting before you add, whatever force upgrades and stuff to him.
He can, but I guess we don't know. Yeah, that's a big part of the. I mean, he does have Master of the Force. It's not on the card, but like, can he take force powers? Question mark.
I think it's pretty likely Luke has at least 1 force slot. I would be surprised.
Yeah, I mean, even Commander Luke has one.
Yeah.
I
guess the reason I'm asking is because like I think that regular Tauntauns might actually like live longer on average.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they got more defensive tech.
Yep.
And these guys are going to be hard to hide.
I think these are Taunts are always hard to hide because they're very tall, and I think the other end of it is just going to be if I'm charging at you with Taunts and then the Han Taunts, I know which one gets shot at first, and it's not the Taunts.
Yeah.
Even if they solely have the same offensive profile, which we know that they don't, but even if they did, you're shooting the one with Luke on it first because that is a scarier thing coming at you across the board, regardless.
I totally missed he has a red saves. That's something. It helps him a little bit.
He does. Yeah, that is a significant difference, I guess.
Yeah.
But I mean, still not having like 3 dodge tokens. That leaves something to be desired a little bit. But
it will be interesting to see if you can back up these guys. Like I will have to go and read the rules about like they are troopers still, but
Command.
Feel kind of weird if you could back up the guys sitting on horses, basically.
I'll take the bullet for you by jumping in the air.
Like walking a field goal.
Yeah, it does. I agree. That would feel weird.
I think that it's very possible the rules as written right now they are eligible. But
yeah.
But with Han, because he's an operative,
I mean,
operatives don't get back up.
Yeah, I mean, operatives get back up too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm excited for new stuff. The new things that they've given us.
Cards, new command cards are coming with it. That might also completely change the equation. Maybe there's
there new command cards? Is that like something that's been
I thought they said on the stream during the Ministrav stream. I thought they said there was going to be new cards coming with these guys, kind of like Grievous got. I could be wrong. I was listening to this in the car, so I might have
fair enough.
But I thought they said on the Stravcast or the stream at least.
Do you think they'll be like combo cards? Like
it'd be cool if there was. Like Grievous got some
and stuff.
Yeah, I'd like to see them as cards. That would be.
They need I'll see you in hell printed on the card. Han gets to attack 5 times. And
do you think that they would actually print that on a command card?
I don't know.
Well, see you in hell? No.
I think to.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
I think Disney would instantly veto that and just be like.
I don't know. Disney put it in there. I mean, I guess Disney didn't, but like, Lucasfilm put it in their movie, right? Like,
yeah, it is quoting the source material, right? Like,
they can bleep it out. Though. I'll see you in.
Just like squiggle marks on the card.
They censor their own command cards. I'll see you in.
All right. Well, let's jump to before this gets too much longer. Let's jump to the new, not just the new things that we knew were coming, and then we got to see what they are, but they also were like, hey, here's stuff that's gonna be coming that they just announced. I wanna start us off with an apology to the community for hoping that Jango Fett would be here and have justice. We are not getting Jango Fett inside of the box of all of the leaders of the Separatist forces. We're getting Trench. We're getting the Spider.
Which is way better.
I do like that a lot better.
But also the Moff Tarkin point. I was scratching my head a little bit. I'm like, this guy doesn't really throw hands on the battlefield that much. But
So,
it's cool we're getting him, though.
did you guys miss the Django spoiler?
Yeah.
That was
Did you
some
keep
great
that?
artwork.
Yeah.
For those that didn't see it, we got to see Jango's helmet with Mace Windu being reflected in it, and that was it.
We were
I think
looking
it's his-
out from the inside.
It's literally his
Oh,
POV as his
okay.
head gets lobbed off, I think. It's,
Yeah.
it's easy to miss.
So Lucas and AMG obviously remember that Jango does exist, just not in this game.
Well, notably, generally, artwork is indicative of future units.
Mm-hmm.
So, it just seems like a
Well,
weird choice if they weren't going to ever do
The
Jango.
units that we did get with that, the tease is we do have Mace Windu, as well as Plo
Let's go.
Koon, Shakti, and Ki Mundi, all part of the Jedi Council, and they are coming to the game sometime next year.
Notice how Anakin's not a part of it. The Jedi Master's package.
Well, he's not. They do not grant him the rank.
Yeah, I know he's not. It's because he's not a master. I think it would be funny if Shakti just has like keywords that just say she gets to die like 5 times throughout the game.
Now.
First of all, Shakti is my favorite Jedi. I love her
Shakti,
so
bro. She
much.
dies so many times on screen. How does she actually die? Like, do we know the actual like canon death?
I have no idea.
I've lost track.
Comment
Yeah.
below. She dies like 3 different times, so it's funny.
Yeah, because she dies to Grievous in the Cartoon Network
Right.
Clone Wars miniseries thing before they did Clone
Yes.
Wars. She died in a like bonus one of like the
Bonus
deleted
scene,
scenes
yeah.
of episode 3.
And then Vader
And-
kills her at a temple, right? The Jedi temple or something
Yeah.
like that. Something with it.
So yeah, she dies a bunch. But she is my favorite. I'm glad that we were seeing her. Great representation to have her there. I love it.
Sick model too.
Yeah, the all of these
models are
Jedi models
beautiful.
look sick. I love how like Mace Windu is like jumping off of a B1.
Oh yeah, Plo Koon's is that a B2? Yeah, it's a B2. He's
Yeah,
jumping off
someone's
of.
got like part of a B2 underneath of them. Yeah, like it looks
We're
great.
stomping bodies.
We're getting so many Jedi. Republic's gonna be eating good.
You could just run all Jedi. That would be cool. If you could just run like the old school Battlefronts, just heroes only. Just do that.
I want the Attack of the Clones scene where they're in the Coliseum and to just be
Yeah, that
a
would be such a
battle.
cool battle force.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They could release like the mounted new mounts. You could put like Anakin and Obi-Wan on their creatures and Padme. That'd be really cool.
So yeah, so we do have some new units there. We also have seen the Blizzard or the Snowtrooper and the Vet Trooper sculpts. We've seen the Mud Trooper sculpts now. They also announced with the Mud Trooper sculpts the Wet Troopers.
Weather troopers.
I'm calling them the Wet Troopers.
The Wet
From here on out, they will be known as the Wet Troopers.
I love that like their
and-
special e-gear is just like a cape. Like,
Yep.
it's like,
They get rained on.
They're like, go forth and conquer. You get environmentally elite troopers.
I appreciate that their eager isn't even like a poncho and it's just a cape. Like that doesn't
It's like a
no
cape.
umbrella, like nothing. They're just like, nah, you're getting soaked. Have fun.
I mean, this is Empire's what, like 13th and 14th core unit. I would just like 3.
Yeah, how many core units you got over there on the Republic end? And
You can take 5, so
and
that's
what? CIS has 3. They got B1s, B2s, and Geonosians.
Geos, yeah.
Yeah. Also, for, I don't know, reasons that weren't really clear inside of their own stream, we're getting Han and Chewie. I mean, I guess these are supposed to be the hard plastic remakes.
No.
But-
Well, then, yeah, they're pre-rebel
So
scoundrels days.
these are mercenaries.
these are mercenaries. Okay.
These are mercenaries, and they didn't say like what faction you could take them in.
Yeah,
like
that wasn't clear. They did mention like the pre-rebellion versions of them, but I didn't catch that was supposed to be for mercenaries that anyone could use. I thought that was still like, I thought it was just like, hey, we're gonna give you a different like model look of them.
No.
But
I mean,
rebels.
I'm sure you could probably do that, but yeah, no. These guys they basically were like, this is going to be mercenaries. They didn't give us an affiliation. You know, I sort of think it would be weird if you could take them in Rebels, because obviously, like, you have Rebel versions of them already. So I sort of think that this is like a Shadow Collective, like the first unit of like a new Shadow Collective type thing. Like, I could see like doing some like what's his name? Is it Dryden? From Solo. Like, this is obviously...
Yeah.
Well, they literally say that, too. It's like before the Rebel Alliance, like, this is Notorious Smuggler's days, and they're really starting to dig into that Solo arc from the movie.
And the Han sculpt is, like, very clearly the new guy's likeness, not Harrison Ford. So...
And Chewie is the new... It's obviously a younger Chewie.
Right? Yeah. I think this might be my favorite Chewie sculpt, to be honest.
I like the Chewie sculpt. I appreciate it. I like that. I like that he has his little bag, his little satchel.
Yep. Yeah.
Nice.
So I think this is definitely a breadcrumb of something larger that we don't have a full picture of, as opposed to like a lot of the other stuff. Like, this is like a new Battle Force or like Shadow Collective or something.
It'd be exciting.
See, this is why we brought Mike on, to explain the things that I completely missed while watching it and went over my head. Because I was like, cool, new Han Chewie, who cares? Like, we got like 5 of them.
This is the same thing.
This is definitely an indicator of this is an iceberg, and we see the tip.
Yeah.
The Love duo, as we know them from the beginning and even before the start of Star Wars: A New Hope. So
also, we've seen the sculpts for, and a completely new unit that we didn't have on our radar at all: the Rebel Guerrilla Troopers.
I love this.
Oh, hey, look, it's the new Pathfinders.
Yeah, it's
it looks like red saves on Rebels. That's cool. It's new.
For those again that are listening in and not watching, they are Rebel units, but they're wearing Stormtrooper armor.
They got all these loaded guns.
The two things that they said that I thought this was really cool was that they mentioned that this was a thing from LFL that they have been working on. So this is the first time we're seeing stuff like this, which I think is very cool. That they're using this not just as a way of using normal, like, they just cash in on the IP, but they're also expanding upon the IP here in Legion. And so I was like, that's neat, love that. I also just loved the thing because they said that the Guerrilla Troopers are a unit that steals technology from the Empire and uses it against them, which reminds me of somebody's great speech of having to use the tools of his enemy.
Yeah, these guys kind of have like a Cara Dune vibe too, like the drop troopers.
Yeah,
like, I wonder if they'll have like infiltrate or something. I mean, the guerrillas, they're supposed to be like behind enemy lines, so I mean, that wouldn't be too crazy.
I don't know. I would have thought that Sleeper Cell would have been the ones that had infiltrate, but here we are.
Yeah, well, I think the Sleeper Cells were the ones that were there to surprise. We were sleeping and now we're fighting. Where these are very much they're not surprising anybody. That one with the rocket launcher, he's coming. And I cannot wait to put that on my side of the field.
They are kind of, they're heavily armored. Yeah, they have like a lot of the Imperial heavies too, so.
That's because they're literally looting
stuff.
Yeah, they're looting the Imperial stuff, and I think that's very neat. I think that's a fun unit that I'm going to be excited to see more of that. I think this is like the end of next year. That, and then all the way in 2027, several years from now, when Gungans will still be a hope that we have no more information on. They did tease that the Ghost family picture.
Yeah.
And I really want this to just be the mural, and that's it.
You don't want Spectre?
It would be so funny to me if they were just like, yeah, we made the mural, here it is. Have fun, it's a piece of terrain.
Wow. Oh, you mean literally a piece of terrain. Oh my gosh.
Obviously it's not. Obviously this is them teasing that we are going to get the Ghost crew, that we will get Harrison, Dula, Kanan, and the rest of them.
Are the wolves going to be in it? They're in the mural.
I did wonder if we're getting more of the cats. I want more of the cats. I want them on their own bases. Like,
Oh, Lofcats.
yeah, I want the loft cats.
That
It'll
would be
be
funny. I
interesting
love
to see
Lofcat unit.
how they plan to implement this in the game. Like if it's going to be like Bad Batch style, which seems kind of tough with like Rebels as well.
a lot.
Is there 6 of them, including?
Yeah, you've got Sabine, Ezra, Chopper. Obviously, because Chopper will cut someone. That's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like that's not just someone who's there. Chopper will fight you. Kanan, some form of Syndulla, and Seb. So 6 of them.
It's hard to Bad Batch these guys though. Like they're like bigger characters than.
Yeah, it also seems weird to do that with we already have Sabine, right?
Yeah, Sabine's in the game.
Well, but like we have Ahsoka in like 3 different,
Yeah.
like. I definitely could see a world where they release like a pack of these guys, and you can take them like Bad Batch, or they can like be like Kanan's your commander or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, very, very true. We could see this as that as like either they're a Bad Batch group to themselves, or you end up seeing them being the heavies / commanders for various other units, because they did mention that they are trying to do more of that, and so this could be very much in that same play space that they announced with like the Andor and Callus and all that stuff. It's just like, oh yeah, you can have them with your sleeper cell. So that way they're like part of your sleeper cell unit, rather than the astromech or the sniper guy that no one ever uses. You can have, someone else there with them that maybe is also good, and you're like, oh, okay, cool.
Like, I think it would be really dope if, like, if Sabine Wren is an upgrade for your Ghost crew, she can also go into Clan Wren. There's some space to work with.
There is some space to work with.
Nice.
Yeah.
You'd also get a new sculpt for us to differentiate between the two. That'd be kind of cool. Some
All in
hard
all,
plastic elements.
A lot
Shadow
of new stuff
Collectors.
coming.
Did we talk about Shadow Collective stuff? The Weequay Pirates and the tank?
We don't need to talk about weak ways. Nobody's excited about that.
I mean,
I want Weequay Pirates. I want to play the Pirates of the Caribbean soundtrack and just vibe. There's some interesting play with it. The versatile stuff, like running in and tagging people and shooting out of combat. It's like it's very piratey, which I appreciate. I don't know what Swashbuckler is, but
it is interesting.
Very versatile.
You could get very close to an All Republic core that can charge a bunch of things. With if you're like 5 squad, Ahsoka squad,
Pirates.
random other squad, and then you just take a bunch of pirates. Like you could have a very chargy army very quickly.
Charge. Oh, just like being able to use units for cover too. Like just, I mean, that's kind of nice. Like I grab you and hostage you and shoot your friends. It could be interesting. A super squad of these guys would be. It's just really interesting.
What do you think Swashbuckler does?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. That's such a cool keyword. I have no idea though. Like,
I wonder if it's a melee thing. I'm gonna guess that it would be something with melee.
Maybe it's one of those dice modifier ones, like where you can like upgrade dice and melee or something. I don't know.
Maybe that's the downgrade dice one. If you're in melee with them, you downgrade their saves because you're like knifing them in the back or something.
That would be so good.
I like that.
That sounds very Swashbuckler to me.
Yeah. Because then it's like, oh well, they're like stabbing between your armor bits or whatever, so your red saves don't matter.
They introduce like the trapping concept for Middle Earth, where if you like you box their minis off or something, you can trap them and stab them.
Yeah,
that's probably not gonna happen. But yeah, the dice downgrading thing would be, that could be really interesting. It could be. Really
I'm excited for a rebel tank finally. Look at that. Look at that Weequay tank. I'm using that so much.
Let's put an unstable astromech on that.
Get out of here with that shenanigans.
I just appreciate it that it doesn't look like somebody just took a brick and put it on the middle of the table and said, "Yep, it moves stuff."
Now.
We love our Winnebagos. They just got a resculpt or reboxing.
Hey, other rebel players like their like their Winnebagos. I'm still staunchly against them solely because they look like crap.
Do y'all think this is a gab base or a snail base? Because it's like a slight difference in the base trays.
I think that's a gab base.
Gab base.
Yeah,
I do.
We'll see. I think that's probably.
I'm feeling pretty
gabby about it.
Pretty strongly about that. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. all in all,
You guys better mind. So
all in all, hey, they announced a lot of stuff, a lot of things to get hyped for. There's a lot of new characters coming in the future.
Very
Eventually,
exciting.
maybe it's coming. But for the stuff that we have now, the print and play stuff that we have to test out, the new missions, the new secondaries, the new advantages. Hey, it's been what, a year and a half
year?
since
Yeah.
the last time we got any of that stuff, so I think that's a nice little add a little spice in, put a little paprika up in this, so that way we're not getting too bored of the same 5 missions and everything. So I appreciate that. I think that's cool. I like the changes for cumbersome. I think that's going to be pretty solid.
No objections.
Running through everything else that was there. The new keywords sound great. Honestly, I'm just excited to get back to the store sometime this week and test a lot of the stuff out and print and play a bunch of it.
Yeah.
And while we wait for the fun new sculpts and things to come out, that'll eventually be here. But till then, we've got new stuff, and it's an exciting time. We do this all, and they're all part of this. Because we love doing this. Also, just to let y'all know at home. That we've got a fun episode coming up next. In a couple weeks here, we'll have Rob of Rob Hobbies, who's our new painter, as part of the Fifth Trooper, and he's going to be joining us. And we're going to talk about all the different tips and bits on how to be better at painting and not destroying your brushes and all of that.
Yes.
So while you are enjoying your holidays at home and you've got some time away from work, hopefully, and you are hopefully painting through all of your pile of gray, you'll have some new information to go with you on that. And then we'll be back in the new year with the new game of this, and we'll have more to talk about. And we'll be able to kind of dive more into what all of this actually looks like after we got some reps underneath our belts. So thanks so much for being here and being part of this and welcoming us into this family. We're gonna just keep doing this and play more Legion because it's all for the love of the game.
Love of the game.